Welcome, stranger, to my Resident Evil 4 Remake Demo impressions. Don't worry, I won't do the whole video in this voice. This is just my merchant impression. Now, to my general thoughts about the demo.
So the thing I immediately noticed with the demo is just how good the game feels. It's highly responsive, and the contextual movement feels good to walk around. The shooting, the aiming, the roundhouse kicking in the face. There's now an integrated stealth mechanic where he can sneak up behind people and knife them in the neck violently. The inventory system from the original game remains, and that's one of my favorite inventory systems, kind of like Diablo 2 as well, where you kind of have to move things around and fit them so it all fits in his little briefcase. Of course, the chicken egg is still here, and I gotta say, this game is pretty spooky. The atmosphere, the lighting, the grittiness of it all. One of my biggest complaints with the original game was how arcadey it felt, not just the gameplay, but the overall atmosphere of it all. It just didn't really click with me the first time I played it when it originally came out. And that's because I'm a huge purist when it comes to Resident Evil. I love the original trilogy. I love Code Veronica. I even love Resident Evil 0. But here they have found a way to masterfully integrate the B-movie, quippy Leon Kennedy, that kind of humor, the action, the arcadey feel of it all, and integrate that more realistic, darker, grounded feel at the same time. I think one of the ways that they were able to change this tone is the way that Leon controls. You can really slow him down to a crawl, which is the way that I really like to play these kind of games. I like to inch my way through. I don't want to just shoot, cartwheel out of a window and pick up a treasure chest full of gold that a gurgling zombie, Gurnico, happened to just leave behind. I don't know, maybe I'm just a crazy old coot that's complaining about some things I didn't enjoy about the original, but to me, with this remake, they've really found a way to integrate that dark, gritty, grounded feel of the original trilogy while simultaneously keeping Resident Evil 4's nature the same. When Resident Evil 4 originally came out on GameCube, the remake for Resident Evil 1 had already existed, and I had played it and loved it, and it was one of my favorite games. So when I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time, I personally felt like it was a step back in terms of atmosphere and look. The pre-rendered backgrounds for the Spencer estate for the time looked absolutely astounding, and I think that game still looks good even today. So Resident Evil 4 with its real-time rendered backgrounds, they did not age quite as well in my opinion, and I think that Resident Evil Remake for the GameCube still looks eons better than Resident Evil 4. But ultimately what I'm trying to get to is Resident Evil 4 Remake looks absolutely incredible. The lighting, the shadows, the textures, just the overall design of it all. There's so much detail on display here, and it just gives the village so much more personality that's more in line with the Spencer Mansion, in my personal opinion. Overall, I just wanted to give some quick impressions about how I felt while playing the Resident Evil 4 Remake demo, and I'm quite impressed, and it's coming from someone, as I said, who wasn't quite enamored with the original Resident Evil 4 when it came out, as that was the game that really took the series in a direction that I wasn't a fan of for a while. But Resident Evil 2 Remake and even 3 Remake and even 7 really took the series back in a direction that I personally love. Also, on a quick side note, if you haven't gotten a chance to check out EA Motive's Dead Space Remake, man, you really owe it to yourself to check it out if you're a survival horror fan. I really think that they went above and beyond with that remake, and it is just a masterwork. So check that out. So Resident Evil 4 Remake comes out on March 24th, 2023, which is 2 days after my birthday, which is awesome. So I'm definitely going to get that for myself. Anyways, Leave your comments. Let's discuss some things. How do you feel about the remake? How did you feel about the original? How do you feel about Resident Evil in general? I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so any discussion would be awesome. I appreciate you watching, tuning in, checking it out. Really appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?